Oh, we had the idea for it on our honeymoon. So it's not the most typical setting to found a new project, and involves a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But we were both we've both been always very interested in writing, in documenting the world around us, in talking to people, and capturing our travels. And we thought, what better way than to start a magazine? We enjoy a deep perspective on issues. In interviewing people, we don't want to necessarily ask the questions that have always been asked. We try to get at a different angle. We believe people are multifaceted, and they deserve their stories to be told in unique ways. And we are, in a way, that boutique voice for that.
Well, first of all, we also prefer to call it a culture magazine, simply because if you look at all our categories in the magazine, they reflect culture. And what is culture? Culture is what makes us, the universal us. And like Marc was saying, we tend not to ask the same old questions over and over again. We don't even cover the same old people. For example, if we're doing our portraits, we don't cover the same old people, simply because we feel that a story lurks in every seemingly plain situation, people, person, place. It's there as long as you open your eyes to it. And we are exploratory that way, so we talk to a lot of people. And as responsible writers, we do a lot of groundwork as well. We read, we travel, we try to understand what makes people tick. And to give you an example, there is this guy who sells rice in a coffee shop in Tiong Bahru Estate, which is one of Singapore's oldest residential estates. It's called Lou's Hainanese Curry Rice. So we did a feature on him simply because he's a very interesting person. Yes, he makes the perfect plate of curry rice, because there are queues. At the weekends, it can go on for like half an hour. You can expect to wait in the sun for like half an hour for Lou's curry rice. But as we spoke with him, what we realized was here was somebody who was very in tune with the demise of the mom and pop shop. Very in tune with what was going on around him. And he's not just some guy who sells rice in a coffee shop. And so those are the kinds of stories that we want to eke out of people.
We have an editorial calendar, so we make sure that we line up stories at least a few months in advance. I think we do have a range of inputs, so people sometimes do pitch us stories, sometimes we invite people to contribute a story or a photo essay, and we're always on the lookout either for contributing authors or for story ideas. And story ideas come in the form of somebody we know, if it happens to coincide with a trip. So for example, last year I was on a trip to Hong Kong, and I took the chance to meet up with Cherry and George, who was an exiled Singapore academic, for want of a better word. And so I managed to interview him, took his photograph, and nobody else had really done that interview with him yet. So we felt that it was good. It was timely. He spoke about a very timely topic, and that's one example. Pairing a trip with associated interviews. But I think we have a hungry eye, so we are always on the lookout to see where a story can be, and in that space of story is also that space for wonder. So we're trying to tease out the sense of wonder along with the narrative.